It sure is a shame that they stopped making Skylanders games.
It is. But you know what? We have something that they can never take away from us.
Yeah, and what's that?
The ability to swap. Oh yeah, never gets old. Come over here, man. Yeah, this is fun. Don't you dare. God damn it.
This is Kirby and the Warp Star. This is Kirby and the Warp Star on steroids. Alright, before the video starts, I'd like to talk about these little guys for a second. Something that I find quite strange is that Kirby can swivel. Not just swivel, he can fully turn. I have no idea why Kirby can do this. And I say that because Waddle Dee cannot. Like, if I try to turn him, it's like the slightest swivel. But I don't think that's intended. Waddle Dee can't turn, but Kirby can. And I have a theory for why Kirby can turn around. And I think it's this. This is the position that he's intended to be in. This is how it came in the box. And it's that way because this is the position that he strikes in the teaser for the game. He turns around and waves to the camera. But that makes no sense. Why would he be facing the back of the vehicle? So they gave you the option to face him forward. Especially since on all of the other carts, he would be facing forward. Something that sets these apart from normal Amiibos is that you can do this. And as you can see, I have just broken it beyond repair. No, I'm kidding. So what this does... Try not to break it. Is you can literally swap them back and forth. Sorry. Like Skylanders. And like I said, with this, he would be turned around because of where the lock-in fits, so he would need to do that. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's literally how Skylanders work. Or at least the Swap Force ones. You just... yeah. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words, because there admittedly isn't much to say about these guys. I just wanted to show off the swapping capability real quick. Yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to show off the switching stars thing real quick, and how Kirby can spin right round, baby, right round. Without further ado, enjoy the video. Oh, and by the way, in the video that you're about to watch, my microphone glitched out for some reason, and the audio is super echoey, and I apologize for that. I have no idea why that happened. I'll do my best to prevent that from happening in the future. Anyway, enjoy! Enter a nickname for Kirby? Am I wrong? Am I wrong in the slightest? Actually, wait, can I make these capital? God, I love the main menu cursors. That's incredible. You get little, like, plastic figures on the main menu that act as your cursor. That's... It's not the main function of the figures. The main function is to be computer players, but just getting a little cursor skin is such a fun bonus. I love that. What should Bandana Waddle Dee's nickname be? Perfect. Has the ribbon on his spear always been yellow? I could have sworn that it was either red or blue in the past games. I really don't remember that ribbon being yellow. Oh, that's actually very interesting. Okay, so I love what the hats do in this game for characters that already have hats, like Daroach. Like, Daroach has that big-ass red top hat, which is an amazing design. But if you put on one of these hats on Daroach, it just replaces it with, like, the baseball cap or something, which I find hilarious, and it's designed beautifully. I was not expecting Bandana Waddle Dee to get his bandana replaced with the hats. That's a cute detail, and I think that's actually... that makes sense. But without the bandana, he's really just Waddle Dee with a spear. especially since there's a second character in this game, which is literally just Waddle Dee with no spear. Like, the bandana is like the main part of his design. Alright, I have not unlocked Noir yet. I am aware that Noir is playable. I went online and I saw Noir being playable, so I know that I can do that when I beat the New Game Plus in the story mode. But other than Noir, I'm pretty sure I've completed the playable roster. And let me just talk about this roster for a sec. This is a great roster. I love this roster. It's like Kirby Star Allies, but as a racing game. It's beautiful. I love seeing all my babies in one place. This makes me extremely happy. But multiple things about this. One, they added a bunch of great characters from throughout the franchise, but there are several characters that are just straight up missing from this roster that I really feel like should have been playable, and I don't understand why they're not. What comes to mind are Adelaine, Ribbon, Highness, the three Mage Sisters, either as one character or as three separate characters, and Elfilin. I feel like all of those characters are no different than Magalore or Taranza or Susie or DeRoach, etc. They were like the main side characters in their respective games, and I find it strange that they're not here. Especially since Star Allies and Forgotten Land were the two most recent games in the franchise. So even if you decided to scrap Adelaine and Ribbon, I find it strange that Elfilin and the Mage Sisters aren't here. I find that so strange. And even ignoring that, why is Rick by himself? I love Rick, he's just a cute little hamster boy. But where are Kine and Ku? Rick, Kine, and Ku sort of come as a trio deal. In every game that they've appeared in, they've always appeared together. But now, Rick is by himself, and Kine and Ku are nowhere to be seen. Realistically, my assumption is that there will inevitably be some kind of DLC to this game. Super Smash Bros. Got all sorts of DLC, and also just games have been getting more DLC lately. So I am assuming that there will be some kind of DLC that adds those characters as playable. But the fact that they're not here from the start, I just find that very strange. Don't get me wrong, I am very happy with the 21 characters that we got, especially since they included the more obscure characters hidden in the alts, like Parallel Susie, or Dark Meta Knight. I love that they did that. But the fact that Kine and Adelaine, etc. are missing, that feels so strange to me. Secondly, let's talk about the characters that they did decide to include in this game. Kirby, DDD, Meta Knight, Bandana Waddle Dee, Rick, Gooey, Marks, Susie, Taranza, Magalore, and DeRoach are all the main characters of their games. It makes sense that they're here. When it comes to the more obscure characters, like the enemies, Waddle Dee, Waddle Doo, and Scarfy, in my personal opinion, it makes perfect sense for them to be here, because they're all very common enemies that appear in almost every game in the franchise. That also sort of applies to Cappy. I don't think he's in as many games as Dee, Doo, and Scarfy, but he is a pretty common enemy. Or they, sorry, I don't know if Cappy has a gender. But that being said, what the hell are Knuckle Joe, Rocky, and Starman doing here? I have no problem with them. I actually really enjoy these characters. But you could not have picked 3 more random enemies to be playable in this game. At least Waddle Dee and Waddle Doo, are very common enemies in this franchise. They're very recognizable to the player. Knuckle Joe and Rocky, I'm pretty sure, they've obviously been appearing throughout the franchise, but these current designs, I'm pretty sure, are exclusively from Star Allies. And Starman... Has Starman appeared in anything since Return to Dreamland? I mean, yeah, Return to Dreamland Deluxe, but... Okay, that being said, with Return to Dreamland Deluxe being released recently, or at least within the last few years, it does make sense for Starman to be here with that remake coming out. But still, these 3 characters are very random. Again, I have no problem with them, it just seems so strange that they're in this game. And lastly, Lololo and La. I am a die-hard Kirby fan. I have played almost every game in this franchise. Actually, no, that's an understatement. Excluding spin-offs like the original Air Ride and Sticker Stacker or something, or Star Stacker, whatever it's called, I have played every game in this franchise, no exaggeration. And I do not know who these 2 are. That's partially a joke. I'm pretty sure they were a semi-recurring boss in the older games, and maybe one of the 3DS games, and I'm pretty sure they were in the old anime. But otherwise, I have no idea who these 2 are, and I really don't know why they're in this game. Like, most of these characters are main characters, and then you have more obscure enemies like Knuckle Joe and Rocky, but whatever, they're all still decently recognizable by Kirby fans. But these 2, I don't think even the most diehard of Kirby fans know who these 2 are. And regarding common and obscure enemies, where exactly does Kawasaki land on that? I'm not that familiar with Chef Kawasaki. He's a very common recurring character. He appears in lots of games, but I'm really not sure if he qualifies as a main character or an enemy. Like, I'm pretty sure he was important in the anime, but otherwise I have no idea. And even then, if you exclude the anime, I really think he's just one of the normal mini-bosses like Bonkers and Bugsy, so I find it strange that he's in this game. I like Kawasaki. Sorry, let me say this. This is not me complaining in any way. It might sound like that, but that's not my intention. Again, I love the roster that we did get. I'm just commenting on it because I find the way that this was executed very strange. That's the only way I can phrase it. I find the execution of this roster strange. Also, one other thing I want to mention. Magalore's ults. I'm pretty sure Magalore only has one ult, and that is his gray skin, which is meant to reference Magalore Epilogue. And I love that. Magalore Epilogue is my favorite game in this franchise, and I love that they referenced that. But Magalore has had other outfits in this franchise. In fact, he's one of the only characters that repeatedly switches outfits throughout this franchise, and I find it very strange that he doesn't have more ults. I feel like he should have at least 2 more ults. There'd be this normal blue one, the gray one, and then there'd be his green and white outfit from Super Kirby Clash, and then the fancy outfit with the bow tie and the top hat from Dream Collection and RTD Deluxe. Again, I truly believe that more Magalore skins may be in some kind of future DLC. This has only been out for a few days, but again, I just find that very strange. Paper Star, huh? Are you sure that, are you sure that that has nothing to do with a certain 3DS game? Alright, this is my first time using the Amiibos. Let's try this out. Let's see how this works. I forgot what they're called in this game, sorry. Figure players, whatever. I'm assuming that they work exactly like they do in Smash Bros, like they do in this. Like, they start off with the AI, like, being a super noob and not knowing what it's doing, and then as you level it up, it gets, like, more and more difficult to play against, and then eventually becomes, like, a super cool opponent to fight. I'm assuming that's how it works, which is pretty cool. Alright, while I'm here, I'm going to finish off Road Trip. So I have played through the story 3 times now. This is my 3rd time completing it. I have been loving Road Trip. I've been doing I've done basically all the paths except for those top 2 that you see there. I loved the story. My only confusion is, what the hell was Nova's problem in this story? I could have sworn that Nova was a good guy, or at least neutral. Like, he's just there to grant wishes, right? But in this game, instead of just granting Zora the ability to move, Nova basically tortures the poor guy. So I found the ending quite confusing. Kirby just blows up Gigantus with Zora inside, and Noir DDD just dies. And then Nova just flies away, like he hadn't just tortured somebody. I found the ending quite confusing. But then the game basically told me that there was a better ending if you beat New Game Plus with all of the stars/carts/machines. I don't know what they're called, I'm sorry. But if you get all of them, you get a better ending. And there is one more thing at the end there, which is probably the true ending. So I'm gonna try and get that true ending real quick and see what it's like. Let's finish the story, shall we? Look at this face. Look at this face. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? Is this not a cute little boy that you just want to hug and protect for all of time? I knew that all of the different stars were basically different gameplay styles. Like, oh, Wagon Star is slower and Winged Star is more balanced. And that's not true, but it was just random examples, you know what I'm trying to say. But I love that all of the characters have different gimmicks as well. Like, every combination you choose of Rider and Star is like a different way to play, and I love that so much. Like, I love that Tyranz's gimmick is that he can Spider-Man his way forward and go faster. That's a brilliant tactic. I love that. Oh, yeah, going back to the characters that I was surprised weren't in this game. This one admittedly makes a lot less sense than, say, Adelaine or Kyne, but I really feel like they should have included some of the bosses that are common recurring characters in this game. Like, what comes to mind are Wispy Woods and Ice Dragon. I feel like the two of them would have made a lot of sense to be in this game considering how often they appear as bosses, but I do acknowledge that they, that it would not make that much sense to have Wispy as a playable character in this game. Defeat Kirby is one of the scariest things I've seen in any game ever, because it is well established that this dude is undefeatable. It's like, your new objective, do the impossible. But that's impossible. I know, that's why I want you to do it. Oh! That did not happen last time. Different ending! Different ending! Oh, okay! This is new! What's happening here? Oh, they're all attacking Gigantus at once. Or they're all activating it at once? I'm not sure. Is Gigantus good now, or is it, like, gone Super Saiyan? Oh, so now Noir is teaming up with me. Okay. Why did I have to race Noir in the normal ending? Wait, I'm still attacking Gigantus. What? So what exactly changed? Is it just super powerful now? This is so cool. I always love when games have, like, secret true endings and stuff, especially in Kirby. Kirby does it so well. Thing is, I was not expecting that to happen in this game, because it's a racing game, and you don't really see plots in racing games. Are there not health items in this fight? How strange. What are you doing? Oh, Noir's helping me. Sorry, he was just fully still. I thought he was just watching me do this. I really love Noir DDD. I love the design. I love the story behind it. It's probably one of my new favorite characters in all of Kirby. But why is it a copy of DDD? I say that for two reasons. One, I just don't like how even though DDD has been a good guy for like decades now, they still try to make DDD the bad guy by making the new villain of each game either possess DDD or just look like DDD. But also, the cutscene that introduced Noir DDD specifically said that he took the form of another rider. But how is that possible? How did... That was before he started attacking the other riders to keep them away from Gigantus. So how did he know who DDD was in order to look like him? And why did he want to look like DDD? Again, I love the design and I love the character, I just don't get why. Okay! Okay, Super Gigantus defeated. What now? I'm very excited, actually. Can I just say, this game is beautiful, by the way? What the hell? Noir was not on the Rainbow Star in the last cutscene. He was on the green one. What? Oh my god, what just happened? Nova just blows up and like... Oh my god! I was kidding. It's the frickin' Bifrost from Thor. Oh, what is this? It's Sora. What is this? What's happening? What on earth? What is this? Who is this and where did they come from? It's a freaking Digimon. Where did this lion come from? And who are they? Is this Zora's true form or something? No, wait, who is this? I'm so confused. Leo jumps when you wiggle the control stick. Alright. So this is Leo. Where did Leo come from? Journey's End. Oh my god, this is awesome. Holy crap, okay. So, all of the bosses in this game are from something. But I don't know what Robo DDD is from. Is this from the shoot 'em up minigame from the original Return to Dreamland? Otherwise, I have no idea what this is from. Still cool, though. But it's also just another example of them trying to make DDD the bad guy when he's been a protagonist for years. Okay, so, I absolutely adore Zero Two's new design. But I've gotta mention, didn't we kill this dude? Also, why does Zero Two have a new design? What's with all the triangles? It's like they're digital now or something. I feel like there's some kind of lore behind that, but I don't know what I'm meant to take away from it. Wait, now that I notice it, it looks like Nightmare has some kind of digital effect as well. Is there some kind of, like, hidden lore that I'm not noticing? Did Nova revive Nightmare and Zero Two with, like, some kind of digitizing technology? And I'm dead again. I think that's what they're trying to imply here. I'm obviously reading way too far into it, but... you know, lore. But it does seem odd that both of their new designs would involve some kind of digital effect, especially when both of these characters died in previous games. Holy crap, that's horrifying. I can't see anything. This is genuinely very scary. It's also triggering my thalassophobia for some reason. Why is this triggering my thalassophobia? Why did that trigger my thalassophobia? Among all of the, like, main characters in Star Allies and this game, actually, Marx is, like, the only character that never got redeemed in some way. Like, literally, the only character among this roster and Star Allies roster that didn't get a redemption arc of some kind was Marx. And alongside that, Marx is the only one that keeps consistently appearing in games like this and Super Smash Bros. As like a boss fight. And I thought that was just because the Marx fight in Superstar was iconic, which it is. But I'm starting to think that Marx just never became a good guy, and he's just here because he's an iconic character, and canonically he's still a bad guy, which is why they keep showing him in like boss fight form, which I find very interesting. So we're fighting Nova now? Nova looks incredible, by the way, can I just say that? Nova looks incredible. The heart. Wait a damn second, this is just a Star Dream from Planet Robobot. I know that there was some, like, pre-existing lore about, like, Star Dream and Nova being related or something, or like at least both of them being clockwork stars, whatever. But the fact that they have like the same interior is very interesting. Again, what is Nova's problem in this game exactly? Like, Nova really seemed like a neutral character in Superstar, and now he's just like a full-blown villain for no reason. Okay, here is not a good example, because we are like actively attacking him, and he's just like fighting us off in self-defense, but still. Wait, Marx's theme is playing. Why is Marx's theme playing? Oh, that's very interesting. Considering both Marx and Nova debut in Superstar, is it possible that this is actually Nova's theme? Since Nova gave Marx his powers? Or at least it's implied that's the case? Huh, what an odd revelation like 30 years later. Please. Oh, I was really hoping that the da would start playing. It did! Oh, yes! This is just fan service at this point. Although, I gotta bring up, didn't we already do that in Superstar? How is Nova still alive? Or is this game just a retelling of Superstar? Oh, Zora! Is Zora still alive now? Oh, that's Noir DDD, right? So, Zora is an AI, but he also has a soul? How does that work? I mean, that involves multiple complex philosophical things that I don't want to get into. They gonna destroy themselves? They're gonna... Oh, it's like all the things that Nova created. Interesting. Oh, he's rebuilding his body! Wait, are you leaving Popstar? Why would you leave Popstar? Just gonna go back to floating aimlessly in space? How is that better? So is Noir DDD still alive? Noir died in the normal ending. I suppose he's still alive because he returned to Zora and Zora flew away? Why did Zora fly away, by the way? I love this game's soundtrack, by the way. It brought back so many iconic songs from throughout the series, and it has multiple amazing vocal tracks. I love this so much. The soundtrack, the gameplay, the story, the visuals, this... I know I say this about, like, every game that I play on this channel. This is legitimately one of the best games I've ever played. I love Kirby Air Riders so much. Wait, if the green vine-looking star was underneath the ground right next to Gigantus this entire time, then shouldn't that have triggered Gigantus immediately? Because the narrator said that when one of the Air Ride machines got close to Gigantus, it would activate. Why would Zora go back to space? I feel so bad. The dude never got the chance to move outside of the Noir DDD thing. Couldn't he have just, like, stayed Noir DDD or something? I mean, I feel like he would have just basically gotten what he had wanted, which is, like, a free life and the ability to move around, which is what he had as Noir DDD. And with Gigantus and Nova dead, then he was free to do that. Why did he go back to space? Noir DDD. I love that this character is playable. It's one of the best designs in the series. This is awesome. I love that that's playable. Rode Dragoon for the first time. Rode Leo for the first time. Rita Schroning for the first time. Noir DDD. All riders are now unlocked. Sweet, okay. Oh my god! That's a lot of gummies. I really don't know what the point of this mode is, but it's just so satisfying to screw around with. Is that just it? Is like an ADHD thing? You just screw around with the gummies and nothing else? How do I change the little cursor? This dude, the one that's moving around, how do I change that with the amiibos that I got? Okay, that's how you do it. I want it to be Bandana D. Can I just do that? Is that how it works? It is! Yes! I love that! Alright, I gotta try out playing as Noir DDD. Zora's granted wish finally set free. A lone warrior focused on a lonely mission. The hat is so funny on such an edgy character. Nor? Wait, is it one syllable? Nor? I thought it was no-R. Nor. I mean, that would make sense with how it's spelled. If Zora went back to space, then why is Noir DDD here? I shouldn't question it. Oh, it is so freaking cool playing as this character. Oh, I love that. I feel like such an edgelord. I can... Oh my god, Noir DDD's special is the blooper from Mario Kart. I can black out everyone's screens. That makes me very happy, actually. I feel very powerful.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to get a hug today, and make sure to stay tuned for part 4 of Kirby Air Riders. Bye-bye-bye.